9 here. Just wonder whether he might split this. It might be in the back of his mind. I think he might go straight for it. Well, that's the danger. Double 4.
Game shot.
Nicely tidied up by Chris Dobey. Holding throw in the first leg.
Game on.
And off the mark.
Well, he's polished that off really, really well, and he's geeing himself up, and you see on our screens there, that's about as much emotion as you get from Chris Dobey at the early stage of a match.
45.
Because I think he went straight for the double negs. I think he hit one of them yesterday really cleanly. And when you've been on that stage and you've hit a certain double, it does stay in your memory.
97.
And you think, well, I've hit it once, I'll hit it again. That time he didn't hit it, but he rescued that situation very, very well.
Yeah.
I was talking to Stephen Bunting in Hamburg
41.
on the way home on the Monday, and he gave me the cheeky index finger and wafted it at me and says, nobody noticed about my long points, but you did.
140.
He's fitted longer points, and since he's done that, he seems to be playing a little bit better.
Well, I mentioned the interview he gave with Elmar Polka at MC in Hamburg. It was a very emotionally charged one. He was in tears, actually, was Bunting, after that victory, his third round victory over Kyle Anderson
64
in Hamburg. It set up a quarter-final. And he said then that, he was hoping to build on this moment and move on. And had the disappointment last weekend on the Players' Championship circuit, where he suffered another first-round defeat. I think that's like his 9th this year on the Pro Tour. So he's not clearly addressed everything yet, and there's clearly a long way to go, but it was just a little reminder for everyone.
140.
There have been a few fluctuations for Stephen as well. He's jostling in and out of the seeding positions. This week he's number 15 seed, and then you think the next week, because other players come back into the fold,
66.
He's got to qualify again. It's rather unsettling. You want to be in the position of someone like Michael Smith.
Yeah.
You want to be constantly seeded so that you know you're going to play on the Saturday. 2 10s for Dobey for a 2-0 lead. And there it is.
Break of throw.
Third leg is
And I love
Chris
darts like that, and every
Game
professional
on.
does, because what it says to you is you're not even risking splitting it, because it's on the inside of the outside wire. That's the perfect double.
42.
Mind you, doesn't matter how they go in as long as they're in.
The other thing Bunting said in that interview as well, but he admitted he was close to quitting as well. Now, whether he's... I wonder sometimes whether he actually really means that. I mean, I've heard him say something similar before when I interviewed him at the Players' Championship finals a couple of years ago. He was really downbeat that day, and he sort of hinted at something similar that day as well. So I'd take that with a pinch of salt. But, what he has clearly done is he's clearly rediscovered some mojo, and he says he's turned his life around. And again, I mentioned Dobey and his family and the support base he's got there, but Bunting has something similar as well, a very close-knit community at home supporting him. He's got a good management team behind him as well.
100.
Yeah, he's got a great management team. John Archer is a phenomenal person as well as a manager. Really nice guy. I can't imagine a darting world without Stephen Bunting. It just wouldn't be right. And I can imagine if he did quit, there'd be some sort of hashtag on Twitter saying, "Come back, Stephen."
59.
But the way it is right now, he's not going anywhere.
No. Yeah, just outside the top 16 in the Pro Tour order of merit. He's number 18 at the moment, 21 in the
60.
world rankings as well. So big incentive this weekend for Bunting just to keep himself in that position, just outside, or maybe try and re-establish himself in the top 16. Dobey here looking to re-establish himself in the 180s, and he's down to a finish of 60 for a holder throw and a 3-0 lead. Bunting, this has to go, and it won't. Dobey catching the eye of Michael Smith in the crowd.
47.
Boy, did he put the pressure on that 141. What a time for a 180. He's already had a 60 in this match.
Absolutely, yeah. That was a bit loose.
Game shot.
That's much better. And Dobey, in the blink of an eye, is into a 3-0 lead. We've not had a whitewash this weekend. Maybe a bit early to be talking about the prospect of that, but Stephen Bunting has his work cut out here, no doubt about it.
I've got a little nugget for you here, Rob Malarkey.
Go on.
100.
First time I ever saw Stephen Bunting play.
The first time.
Any requests? Rob Malarkey's got his singing voice on.
Go on.
Stephen Bunting played
99.
December 1999.
That was
playing...
That was before Rusty Jake Rodriguez was born.
Indeed. December 1999, county game for Merseyside. He was playing against
49.
none other than Northumberland at the Northern Club in Ashington. A great venue.
I can see where this is going,
Yep.
maybe.
Stephen was 16 years of age, playing County A darts,
95.
the same age as Rusty Jake Rodriguez, and he played a Northumberland legend in the name of Jimmy White. Stephen Bunting won that game, and that was the first
57.
dose of the bullet. It wasn't the last time we'd see him.
And the rest, as they say, is history.
Indeed.
59.
Remember the next time I met him at a club in Toxteth in Liverpool, and he was putting an exhibition on, showing how to throw the darts backwards and everything. The guy's a magician with a dart. We don't want him to quit. We want him to stick around. But Chris Dobey of Northumberland wants to dispatch him today because he's got his own agenda.
83. Steve Uruguay 170.
Well, Bunting here, looking at the big one, maybe tempted to go for this as well, even though Dobey's on 165. Bullseye for Bunting, not to be.
39.
Bogey number for Dobey here.
We've seen some great finishes today, but it's going to be under pressure.
Oh, that's a beautiful
133.
7.19 for Chris Dobey, gets him down to a finish of double 16, and all of a sudden there's one or two question marks over the head of Stephen Bunting once again here. Double 8s, double 4, and that was way off the beam, and Chris Dobey just towels himself down at the back of the stage and gets himself geared for a potential 4-0 lead here.
He's got to go over the top of that one.
Oh,
what a shot that is.
Really well played, Chris Dobey.
The leg is Chris to throw first.
Well,
Game on.
he's played 11 legs this weekend, and he's lost only one of them so far.
Not bad.
Not bad
for a
at
ratio.
all. 10 legs to 1.
134.
If you look at Stephen's darts, they're very smooth, and it's so hot in here. You just get the feeling that a few of them may be slipping out of his hands. He's got no grooves on the darts.
77.
He's got to rely on the grip in his hand and the stability of the dart in his fingers. If it gets a little sweaty, it's got more chance of slipping out.
Yeah, Bunting looks to be struggling a bit here, actually. Keeping his...
Chris's darts have got a lot of stone-type grip on it.
There's a fat single one.
61.
Just not happening for Stephen Bunting at the moment. Just a quick look at the averages. He's on 76 or thereabouts, and Dobey's about 10 points better off.
108.
And, well, the averages have just been enhanced as Michael Smith celebrates once again.
Michael Smith, what a 180 sign.
134.
He might want to take one of those on stage tomorrow because he's hit a few of those himself.
Yeah, against Chris Quantock earlier today.
95.
Yeah, no need to be too aggressive there for Chris Dobey. Just setting it up nicely. He's got a nice cushion in hand here, although Bunting's looking to make inroads here.
95.
But Dobey's looking at double 16 once again, just as he was in the previous leg, for a 5-0 lead this time. That's awkward for him. Just has to recalibrate here. Not a massive problem.
Game shot.
Not a massive problem at all. Even though he was derailed by that loose first dart, he recovered really well, and he only needed one dart at the double. And Chris Dobey is now one leg away from a place in the third round of the Austrian Darts Open, and a meeting tomorrow with either Peter Wright or our friend Kim Viljanen, who meets in the evening session tonight. 11 legs won this weekend, 1 dropped so far for Chris Dobey. This is more like the Chris Dobey that we saw in 2016. It really is. It's good to see. By the same token,
60.
Well,
clearly this is horrible for Stephen Bunting.
Nappy factor initiate.
140.
It just goes to show as well, you got both these guys are family men, and the first thing they will do, win or loss in this game, is they will phone home
58.
and share their triumphs and their losses with their family.
Yeah.
It's important to have that solid base.
Well, Dobey made his first ranking final at the 19th Players' Championship last October. He beat Dave Chisnell and Adrian Lewis en route before Simon Whitlock did for him in the final itself, and then of course he made the quarters at the Grand Slam. Just so much promise about Chris Dobey over the last 12 months or so, and he's looking at a big finish here of 1-3-2 to get the job done and to seal a 6-0 win.
108.
But he will be back.
6-0.
But he could still be on course for a 6-0 win, because Bunting is miles away here and he can't get anywhere close.
40. Uruguay 24.
So Chris Dobey, for the first whitewash of the weekend. Awkward.
He's done it again.
He's done it again. Well, he needs 15. Now he needs double 4.
16.
But he will return because Bunting still has work to do on 186. That loose first start, though, just knocking him off his stride just momentarily here. You feel it won't really make a great deal of difference in the long run because he's coming back once again. And this time he is looking at double 4 for a 6-0 victory and a passage into the last 16 of the Austrian dart.